Okay, lesson 5-6, maps and scale drawings. By the end of the day, you're going to be able to use proportions to solve problems involving scale. And right here, just watch this, don't copy the picture down. Right here, we have a model of a building that's to be built. This model is a realistic representation of how the building will look like. Now, of course, this isn't going to be the size of a real building. I mean, that's kind of pointless to build a model if it's exactly the same size. So this lesson is important because it shows how we can use scale to solve these kind of problems. So let's look at what scale is. Now there's two types of scale. This is a bathroom scale, and this is a scale used to measure how heavy something is in relation to something else. Now we're not talking about these kind of scales in this lesson. What kind of scale are we talking about? Well, if you look at a map, and oftentimes you'll notice something like this. This is a scale of a map. This is also a scale of this is probably a drawing of a house. Now a scale in this case is a ratio that compares a length in a model to the actual length. So let's look at this map. This says 1 centimeters for every 22 miles. So in the map, if you take a ruler and you measure 1 centimeter somewhere, in real life, that is actually 22 miles. If it's 2 centimeters, well, how long is it going to be in real life? Well, 44 miles. So the scale tells us the relationship between the length in this model, the map, to the actual length in real life. Same with this over here. 1 centimeter in this picture, this drawing, is equivalent to 2.5 meters in real life. Okay, so here we have a map. First of all, of course, look for the scale, and the scale is up here. The scale shows us that 1 centimeter in the map is equivalent to 20 kilometers in real life. Now here are some questions. It says, use a ruler to find the actual distance between each pair of towns, round to the nearest kilometer, and ignore the underline here. But basically, the first question says Hickokburg to Kidville. What is the real distance between these two cities? Well, this is a map, and we can use a map and measure the distance between these two cities. So let's find Hickokburg, which is here, and Kidville, which is here. So we're looking at this town and this town. So we're going to go ahead and measure this with a ruler, the distance between those two cities, and it looks like it's about 7 centimeters. 7 centimeters on the map. So what we're going to do is set up a proportion. Now I want you to do this for all these problems. This is a proportion. This is a fraction here and a fraction here. On the top, I want you to write model. On the bottom, I want you to write actual. So the numerators of these two fractions are going to be the model, the one for the map. And on the bottom is the actual measurements in real life. So the first ratio here, what we're going to do is write the scale. So the model is 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter, so this 1 is going to go up here. 1 centimeter represents how much in actuality, in real life? 20 kilometers. So 20 is going to go down here. Now, we just measured on the map, on the model, that between these two cities, it's 7 centimeters. Is that on the model, or is that in real life? That's on the model, that's on the map. So the 7 is going to go here. And we are looking for the actual distance, so this is going to be our unknown variable. Now we have this proportion, and all of you should be very familiar with solving proportions now. We can go ahead and cross multiply. 1 times x is 1x, or we can just write x. 20 times 7 is 140, and since x is already by itself, this is our answer. We just have to put in the units. The units is kilometers, so 140 kilometers. Okay, now let's look at the other two towns, Dodgetown and Earp City. Where are they on this map? They are here, Dodgetown and Earp City. So let's look at the map distance between these two cities. I'm going to rotate this ruler. I'm going to flip it around so we can see better. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 centimeters on the map between these two cities. Now, of course, we're going to start the same way. Model, actual. The first ratio is our scale, 1 centimeter to 20 kilometers is equal to, on the model, we measured, I forgot what we said, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters to the unknown value here. This is our proportion. Cross multiply again. We have 1x, same thing as x, is equal to 4 times 20 is 80. And we put the units in, so this is 80 kilometers, and that is it. Quite simple. Let me move this ruler out of the way. And some questions, they don't have a map for you, but they tell you the scale. So, for example, let me read this here. The scale of a map is 2 centimeters to 21 kilometers. Find the actual distances for the following map distances. So what they give you here is a distance on the maps. I'm going to do number 1 for you, and you're going to be doing 2, 3, and 4. So number 1, 9 centimeters is the map distance. So again, we start with this. The first ratio, we're going to put the scale. 2 centimeters is to 21 kilometers. And we know that the map distance is 9. So 9 is going to go with the model, the map. Now we don't know the actual, so we have this proportion set up. Now we just cross multiply because it's a proportion. 2 times x is 2x. And 21 times 9 is 189. Now we have to solve for x. X is not by itself. So this is 2 times x, so we have to divide by 2 on both sides. This cancels out the 2. We have x by itself. We have over here 189 divided by 2. 189 divided by 2. 2 goes into 18 9 times. That makes 18. 0 here. We bring down the 9. 2 goes into 9 4 times. 2 times 4 is 8. With the 1. There's a remainder 1, so we put a decimal. We can put a 0, put a decimal. Bring down a 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So this is 2 times 5, 10. 94.5. We have to put the correct units. What are the units here? The actual units is the kilometers. So it's going to be 94.5 kilometers. Now go ahead and pause here and do numbers 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to be revealing the answers to you in 3. Please show your work. 2, 1. Okay, these are the answers here, numbers 2, 3, and 4. Please check your work. And that's it. Please reply with a question or respond to a question on Edmodo, and please complete the quiz. I will see you tomorrow.